Well, good morning, good morning. Hello, guys. Uh, it's Thursday morning. I just went out for jogging and I'm having a cup of coffee. Nothing is better than a fresh cup of coffee in the morning. Oh, good. Okay, today I have to call my sprinkler guy because my sprinkler it's only working in one zone and it doesn't switch. And so that's a problem. So he already called me back and he's on the way. So we're gonna see what he can do. All right. Here, you can see I don't know if you can see, I have four zones. There's four pipes right here, and I believe the problem is right here.
I'd leave the hose bit here for you, and if you ever need the hose bit in the future, you just screw it right back on there.
What do you call that part right there?
You can hear the vacuum. This?
Yeah, that's a vacuum.
You hear the vacuum, hear the air sucking?
Mm-hmm.
That's like a back vacuum, all right? So that's preventing this thing from popping back up and rotating, all right?
Oh.
This is water driven, so all it does is when the pump kicks on, it lines it up with a pipe, pump kicks off, it rotates, and it lines it up with the next pipe, okay? But if it can't pop back up after the pump kicks off, it'll always stay locked up on the same pipe, okay? So sometimes we'll clean these parts, okay, they get gummy, but we'll put a vacuum breaker in here. It lets air into the system. That way that this valve can pop right back up quickly and rotate.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you'll like the vacuum breaker.
Well, you know what you're doing. So.
Oh, yes. I love the vacuum, okay? And this can represents those numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay?
Oh.
That's because you have a 4-zone valve,
Exactly.
okay? Not all of them go to 4. Sometimes they only go to 1, 2, 3, okay? But you still use the same 4-zone valve, all right? You would have a dead leg, okay? Sometimes it just goes to 1, 2, and they'll just use the front and the back legs, and these two will go down and they'll be fakes. So this tells you how many zones you have on an indexing valve system, okay? On a Femco. This is a Femco can, okay? And like I said, they got an O-ring on both sides, this side and this side. And then the top here, that thing, sometimes they crack. You can just replace the top as long as the bottom doesn't crack, okay? Look at inspect your screw holes really good. As long as you don't see them cracked, okay? Where the screws go into the housing, you're good. If it's just the top that's cracked, you can get a replacement for them. And then, like I said, you make sure your cam, it has a notch in it. If you notice this notch, okay, that's a very important notch, okay? That notch lines up with this tit right here that's located on your valve. That way everything stays perfectly lined up in place where it's supposed to be at all times, okay? A lot of people, they mess up by just what they usually do is there's a commercial grade valve on this system, okay? A K-Rain valve. The most common thing that happens, okay, is they go to Home Depot and they buy this valve. This is the only valve that's available at Home Depot. It's a Femco, okay? They make a 4-zone, a 6-zone, okay? Now listen, if you only have 5 zones that you're using, or only 3 zones that you're using, and you go to Home Depot and you buy this Femco, and you have a K-Rain indexing valve, it's totally opposite. Say you're only using 3 of these on the cam, okay? Well, the new valve, the K-Rain one, if there was a dead pipe on this particular one, it'd be this pipe right here, okay? That would be my dead one, all right? On a K-Rain valve, the dead pipe would be on this side.
Oh,
okay, so it's reverse. So a lot of people, when they go to Home Depot, cut this on when they only have 3 or 5 zones, okay, or even 7, all right? If they are coming from an old school K-Rain indexing valve, most of those should be about phased out. There's still plenty of them out there though. It's a metal clamp that unions together, very similar to this, but it's a metal clamp. It's very distinct. Hydrotech, that's the name of it, K-Rain Hydrotech. But anyway, that's where people run into a problem, because what happens is it starts blowing apart their pump, because now they're trying to pump water on the dead leg, All right, so
Yeah.
it just sits here and pumps water and it doesn't go nowhere. It causes problems here and here, and you'll lose prime. So the best thing to do is you would rotate the entire valve. That way your dead leg ends up with the old dead leg.
Exactly.
So the first thing you do on an indexing valve is look and see how many zones you're actually using. And it's indicated on the top of most of the cams, unless it's the steel top. Unless it's the steel top valve, which is the best one you can get. That's the K-Rain steel top.
Wow.
But I'm just blowing out a little bit of this debris in case there's anything in there without going in and going any deeper from this point. And we'll see if we can get it to switch.
Oh, okay.
Between a vacuum breaker and clearing some debris out of this, I'm pretty confident we can get it to switch. And you got to be careful at the bottom of this housing. There's a little tit. Because this thing's on a spring. See how it pops down? Pops back up. There's a tit on the bottom.
Yep.
You don't ever want to break off that tit. You break that tit off, the valve's no good. Because it'll never be able to pop back up.
I would never touch those things.
Well, I'm saying this is for your YouTube.
Yeah. For the people, right?
Yeah. This is for the masses.
For the DIY.
Okay. Now let me just back again. Give it a little Then I'm going to grab a vacuum breaker if it doesn't switch. Which I think I might just grab the vacuum breaker off the bat. It might make it easier for us.
Okay. Yeah.
And like I said, 9 out of 10 of these valves, okay, usually leak, dribble, ooze somewhat, okay?
Well,
and then it's just a matter of time before it actually cracks and blows apart.
Yep.
Nothing with this pressure can you fix with, you know, JB weld. That's not going to work. You know, there's too much pressure. Plumber's putty. No. You can put all that stuff around all of it that you want. It's not going to work. It will blow apart.
Yep.
It always will. Yes, there's too much pressure. So, in this stem and cam.
Okay.
And we'll try turning it back on. Otherwise, we're going to install a vacuum breaker.
Vacuum breaker is which one? Is this one?
Vacuum breaker is going to be going right here where the hose bib goes. Okay? Or you can cut one end if you want it. Okay. But
I just want to get it going, you know.
Yes, I believe you.
Oh, you got it.
Hey, want another zone.
Man,
okay, I want to make sure.
Look at that.
I want to make sure it switches from this point.
Oh,
make sure
okay.
it keeps indexing throughout the yard, but you got to do it 4 more times.
Wow.
Now, when we shut it off, okay, you want to give it like 30 seconds. The clock gives this particular clock gives it 12 minutes. This is an intermittent, okay? The K-Rain clock gives it 15 minutes. That's a delay in between, okay? If you notice, you got 4 sets of pens, okay? And there's a space in between each one. That space is your 12-minute delay, so this valve can switch. Time clock gives it 12 minutes to do its thing, pop up and rotate. So that's the purpose of having the pens separated by 1 slot each. You can do 2 slots. You can do as many slots as you wanted, as long as you had 4 sets of pens in there. But the idea is to group them together and just keep, you know, whether it's from 12 minutes or like you're doing almost an hour zone, 12, 24, 36, 48, 60 minutes per zone. So you're doing 1 hour per zone on 4 zones, and you're doing it
1 hour per zone. Wow, is it too much? I think.
No,
no,
it's not too much.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah, because you're only really doing very minimal. Okay, you're doing Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah, only twice a week now.
Yep, you're at Mondays and Thursdays.
Because somebody said, you know, the mango should not get too much water, so.
The mango?
I don't know. I got the mango tree.
The mangoes, I say you water the heck out of the mangoes, but that's my opinion. I'm not the tree guy, though. I'm just the water boy.
I know.
So that can be my.
No, I used to run it 3 times a week.
That can be my YouTube name, the Water Boy.
The Water Boy.
Yeah? I like that one.
I like the Angel Rain.
Yeah, I like Angel Rain too.
Oh yeah, it's working now.
Yeah. So now we're gonna give it shut it off.
Oh man.
We're gonna give it another about 30-second delay. Okay. Make sure it switches. Also, in other words, index. It's called an indexing valve. So it just indexes to the next zone. Okay. This clock here, on this particular clock, it's intermatic. On this little day wheel pen, this represents 2 weeks, 14 days. That way you can get every other day if you want. Okay, you wouldn't be able to do that with 7. So on that one, the days that are pulled out are days that are watered. Okay, when you push the pens in on that one, it doesn't water on that day. So, and the K-Rain clock is reverse. Okay, the pens that are pushed in are pens that water. The ones that are pulled out do not water. So on K-Rain, everything is just opposite of intermatic. Okay.
Which one is better, K-Rain or this one?
Well, K-Rain is your commercial
this is a
grade.
cheaper one.
Yes, correct. This is your mass-produced. You know what I mean? It's a commercial grade. They make a commercial grade version, and they make a Home Depot version. So they're kind of dipping into both
I got this
markets.
from Home Depot.
Yeah, they're dipping into both markets. They're making it to where the contractors can buy it and homeowners. So they're getting, the best of both worlds.
Okay, so it's right here, Tommy.
Good.
Yep.
That means it's indexing around like it should.
Okay.
And then we're going to look at the last zone, the one that it should have been stuck on, correct?
It was stuck on this one. Oh, on this zone.
Oh, stuck on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to switch it and make sure it switches past this one now.
Yeah, for the other one.
And like I said, we give it about 30 seconds a minute to switch. Okay?
Yeah.
Clock gives it 12 minutes when it's in the automatic mode.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm happy to get my sprinkler back. You got a new truck? Is that the new truck?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah. It's working. Yep, I see. Yeah, yep.
That's our next one. And then we're going to switch it again and make sure it comes on.
Okay.
And then we'll put it back in automatic and have it in the backyard.
Okay, all right. Very good.
Tech come out to your house.
Yeah.
This is when you put me on, make me a YouTube star and, Waterboy. Something like this, expect to pay a service call, absolutely. The company is most likely going to, want a service call all day long.
Yeah.
If no parts were actually used, then some companies might just charge you a service call.
True.
You know what
I mean,
some people might charge you for the time as well. Sometimes the service call includes X
yep.
amount of time.
You guys are awesome. I tell you.
Sometimes the service call is just pulling in your driveway. Every company's different. So,
Yep.
we're a little more friendlier.
Yep.
But something like this, expect to pay anywhere between $65 and $85 all day long.
Yep.
Depending on who you have come out there.
I know. I know.
And how honest they are.
Exactly. That's true. Yep.
Okay.
It's working. Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna put it on automatic from here.
Okay. All right. Good man.
Your day. Today's Thursday. It's lined up correctly. The time right here, it's lined up pretty much correctly. It's about 9:30.
Yep.
Yep. We're right on the money.
Okay.
So it will be back on for you on Monday.
Yep.
Okay.
That's perfect.
2:30 in the morning to 7 a.m.
Okay. So is this your new trainee?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes.
What's your name?
He's learning good.
What's your name?
Ramon.
Ramon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
He's good. He's a good learner.
Okay.
Anyway, that's going to be the last one to water when it comes on at 7 a.m. The last one to shut off will be the last one to actually come on. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if you have any type of sequence, okay, that's how you would do it.
Okay. All right.
All right. Nice.
Thank
so we're
you,
back
sir.
on automatic, and we will be back on Monday. So
Monday. Thank you, Tommy.
1 hour per zone.
All right.
Perfect.
So Tommy, was able to fix my my sprinkler just like that. I mean, he just cleaned it up and it got it working, right? He just drained out the sand or something like that. But he was able to fix it, and then They're good people, anybody in our area in Royal Palm, you need a honest sprinkler guy. That's the one to call. Angel Rain Irrigation. I I used to deal with his dad. His dad was also such a nice man. I First time I remember, this was like maybe 15 years ago. I called him and he came over. When I called, his wife usually answered the phone, and she said, "What's the problem?" I said, I think I need a new pump. I said, is that okay if I go get the pump and then you can just install it? And he said, no, no, no problem. And he even quote me already like how much it costs. I think I could not remember exactly, like 100, just for to install. I think like 125 or 150, something like that. Could not remember, just like long time ago. And then so when I went to Home Depot and then I bought a new pump, and his dad came over and he saw my pump. He saw the old pump and he said to me, just the pump is still good. It's just the motor is bad. Do you want me to just remove the motor and replace the motor? It will, I can save you some money. Instead of charge you like 125 or 150, I can just charge you 75. I said, okay, why not? I mean, if I can save money. And he just did it. He just replaced he said, because he told me, they said your pump still look good. So, and then I said okay, and he just changed the motor, and he left the pump, and yep, he just charged me 75. And I was like, wow, I was like shocked, because I would say, to me it's like, he's so honest. I mean, he could just replace the whole thing and charge me 125 and take the old one. My usually I you don't want to keep the old one. And he could just take the old one and whatever, he can still use it or sell it or whatever. But he was just like that, so honest. And I just love this guy. So every time I have a problem, I call them, and then sometimes they would do even like not just for the irrigation, not just for the sprinkle. When I was having problem with my swimming pool pump, I even asked his dad. I said, Tom, can you, since this is almost the same, can you, I'm sure you can replace this too, uh, and he did also. He's not only the sprinkler guy, but he also did my pool. He replaced my pool pump, and at one time he also replaced the pool electric box. He also replaced that. So they did a lot for me. They were very these people are just very good people, honest people. Okay. So I guess everybody wants to know, like, what's the bill, right? Okay, I'm gonna show you. Ready? Okay, the total bill is $75. Yes.